New book reveals details of Will and Kate's famous split in 2007. Kate and Will seem happily married, but it wasn't always so. Details of their breakup have become public along with Kate's wild reaction to the split. They may be one of the most watched couples in the world, but even the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have battled through their fair share of rocky patches. After meeting at the University of St Andrews in Scotland in 2001 and remaining friends for a year, the couple's friendship then developed into a relationship. But after about 5 years together, William and Kate split up for a short period, with a new book revealing further details about why they called it quits, and how that wasn't the only time they called it off before becoming engaged in 2010. According to The Express, the book, The Duchess of Cambridge, How Kate Middleton Became a Future Queen, reveals that a young Prince William started to feel claustrophobic in the relationship, and went on a trip to Greece with his friend Guy Pelly for some space. According to author Jessica Jane, the boys' trip left Kate feeling miserable, after she discovered Mr. Pelly organized an all-female crew for the sailing trip around Greece. A source revealed in the book that instead of going on a girls' trip post-breakup, she went and spent time with her family in Berkshire. She got quite drunk on white wine and really let her guard down, they said. She was debating whether or not she should text or call him. She said how sad she was and how much she was missing William, but never mentioned it after that. At the time, Clarence House refused to directly address the reports, instead saying in a statement, "We don't comment on Prince William's private life." In 2010, during an interview with ITV News following the announcement of their engagement, William explained exactly why the pair split. "We were both very young," he said in response to the question. "It was at university, we were sort of both finding ourselves as such and being different characters and stuff. It was very much trying to find our own way and we were growing up." During the interview, Kate added, "I think at the time wasn't very happy about it, but actually it made me a stronger person. You find out things about yourself that maybe you hadn't realized, or I think you can get quite consumed by a relationship when you were younger, and I really valued that time for me as well, although I didn't think it at the time." Looking back on it, Prince William proposed during a trip to Africa in 2010 with his late mother's engagement ring. The pair got married the following year, and now share 3 children together: Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. With the image of their first beaming moments as parents still fresh in our minds, it seems hard to imagine that the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge once faced a challenge that almost ended their relationship for good. On January 9, 2007, long before Prince George was thought of, Kate Middleton had another birthday on her mind, her own. As her 25th dawned, the future princess awoke in her Chelsea flat to find it besieged by photographers. Just weeks after the inquest into the death of Princess Diana was published, Kate was pictured puffy-eyed and exhausted as she walked to her car. The reason? Speculation that Prince William would propose on Kate's birthday had reached fever pitch, fueled in part by the Princess of Wales's former press secretary, Patrick Jeffson, who had claimed an announcement was imminent. It wasn't. Kate knew it, William knew it, but the masked paparazzi thought otherwise, and chased her down the road as she tried to flee the scene by car. By the time Prince William called to wish his girlfriend happy birthday, Kate was hardly able to hold back her tears. With the prince about to start a new chapter as army officer with the Blues and Royals, she knew they would have little time together in the months ahead, and her sense of uncertainty about their future was growing. With her status as royal girlfriend guaranteeing ceaseless press scrutiny, Kate was experiencing all the negative aspects of royal life without any of the security. With no formal role or burgeoning career to throw herself into, she was struggling to find her place in the world. Despite her youth, the media cruelly dubbed her Lady Katie in reference to the non-appearing engagement ring. A new book by the Mail on Sunday's royal editor Katie Nicholl reveals that the Queen herself became concerned, and tried to help Kate find her feet by suggesting she take up some charity work. The book, Kate, the Future Queen, tells how Kate, a natural with children, started making secret trips to the Naomi House Hospice for Children in Hampshire. The center's proximity to the Middleton family home meant she could visit without attracting attention, bringing gifts or spending hours reading to the children. Like any army officer, 24-year-old Prince William was determined to make the most of his precious days on leave. and the couple's relationship was placed under strain when he chose to spend time living it up in London instead of with Kate. As pictures emerged of William flirting and partying in Bougie's nightclub with other women, his devoted girlfriend was decidedly unimpressed. The final straw came when a tabloid ran images of the young prince drunkenly dancing on a podium with a 19-year-old girl in a pool nightclub. The teenager described the prince as touchy-feely and quite pied. Kate had had enough. In Easter 2007, the pressure became too much, and she issued William with a strict ultimatum: give this relationship your full commitment, or it's over. The shocked prince felt too young, perhaps too conscious of his parents' mistakes, to make the promises Kate wanted, so the heartbroken couple called time on their romance. Kate retreated to her family home in Bucklebury, in the solace of her mother's advice. Carol Middleton comforted her daughter, telling her William loved her, despite their youth, and that he'd be back. Of course, the woman now known as Granny Carol was right. By mid-May the couple were talking on the phone. By June Kate was spotted at a fancy dress party at William's barracks, and in August, the pair jetted off for a holiday in the Seychelles. Having lost her once, William had realized that Kate was the woman he wanted to spend his life with, and told her so. Beneath the stars. Though they did not want to marry immediately, the pair made a promise that one day, they would. The prince told his future bride that she was the one, and she agreed that if that was what it took, she would wait for him. 18 months after their secret pact by the Indian Ocean, William found himself facing the moment most men with a long-term girlfriend dread: the quiet word with her mother about his future intentions. And redoubtable Carol Middleton certainly wasn't prepared to avoid the subject just because the man dating her daughter was a future king. Worried about the absence of a ring on Kate's finger, the Middleton matriarch took Prince William aside to press him on his plans. The meeting took place when William visited the Middleton family just before Christmas 2009. In the book, a family friend tells how Carol expressed her fears to William, but he assured her that not only would there be an engagement and subsequent marriage, the couple hoped to have children, and he promised Carol that she would be fully involved in their upbringing. William stayed true to his word. The couple were engaged the following November, and since their son George was born on July 22, Carol has become the most famous grandmother in Britain. She and her husband, Michael, were the first family members to visit the new baby after his birth, ahead of Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall, while Kate and William have even set aside a granny flat for the Middletons at their lavish Kensington Palace apartment. Another of the Middletons' friends, former neighbor George Brown, says, it was a condition when Kate and William got married that Carol and Michael would be a part of the grandchildren's lives. Kate paid tribute to Granny Carol last week during her first public appearance since the birth.